businesses, recreation centers, and say that we recognize that they need those services too. And are we going to cut one of those services, you know, to avoid having to do a revenue issue like this? Those are the very hard choices that we all have to make here. And I would submit that by setting the fee where we did, we tried to make it as reasonable as possible given what our population can afford.
You know, I understand that. Let's say the finance director said we have 140,000 units, and we're going to try to pay 85% of that cost. Correct?
That's correct.
So you did a projection, you forecast 85%. All right, and that would bring us our $11.4 million. If we did a hardship, how much would a hardship? They say hardship might only be 3% or 5%. And that 3% or 5%, what would that be? Like $100,000, something like that. If it was not down to 82, 83% out of 140,000. In your model.
Mr. Chair, to be completely honest, I couldn't tell you. It would depend on the content of whatever policy you develop for hardship. There would be some administrative costs for monitoring or implementing any hardship program. We have to look at through law whether or not that's something we can do. So I don't know what that would yield. I can say that if you develop the more exemption type activity you develop, where the waste collection fee is concerned, the more that will be generated. If you decide to exempt some group because of this, then you are going to get some approach from other entities that believe that they have a legitimate reason to be exempted. And again, in an environment where incomes are not high to begin with, we have to look at what parameters we were talking about. But yes, it would impact our collection. We are simply in an environment, a recession, depression in this area where we have substantial job losses that will not be recovered. There were periods of times when we had cyclical job losses that were related to the steel industry and automotives. This is a national and global restructuring of the economic landscape. We just lost AmTrust Bank. This is daily volatility. I've never seen it before, and it's unlike any historic move. We've lost $30 million of income tax. We would have to replace $150 million worth of payroll to replace $30 million. That's not going to happen in a short run period in the city of Cleveland. So while this is difficult, it is absolutely necessary in order for the city to stay afloat. We're not instituting or asking anything or recognizing any circumstances that every city in the United States is not faced with, and they're not having the amount of success that we're having in survival. So it is a replacement of lost income. It is a way to try to recover some of the cost for the delivery of services in the city of Cleveland. The more we do exempting and the more that we change the basis as to how we do this, we get into inequities, we get into not standard enforcement, we get into that we recover from some and not from others. I mean, so it has some complexities that add to the fragile nature of implementing the program.
I'm going to yield real quick. I just want to ask one quick question. It doesn't have to be long. AmTrust, how much is that going to hurt on our G&F?
From what we've been told, the New York bank that purchased AmTrust is not going to be closing branches or eliminating employees in what is, quote, the foreseeable future. Given what happens in some of our other entities, foreseeable future could be next week. I mean, there could be a change in what they say. But as of right now, they are not projecting any job losses, and financially, the FDIC covers deposits up to $250,000, so there's no activity of losses where people that may bank there are concerned. So as of right now, they're actually even going to leave the name as AmTrust as of right now.